to the Unbothered Moms, where we are shifting our perspectives and letting shit go. Today, we are going to talk about gender roles and how much bullshit is involved with traditional gender roles, how we personally feel about the typical behaviors that are expected, typical dress that is expected, and just kind of overall how that's hopefully, and we've seen changing with this generation and hopefully the coming generations as well.
Yes, and she's Bridget, and I'm Kat.
Yes. That's great because I literally forget to introduce us.
It's awesome.
About 50% of the time.
Yeah, but we're here. We're here for it. People know us by now, but I still, my beautiful co-host Bridget.
Oh, thank you.
So kind of let's jump in. You ready, baby?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. First off, I would just like to start by saying gender roles are bullshit.
I know when Kat brought this up, I was like, hey, do you want to talk about this? I was like, oh, do I?
Mm-hmm. I already feel like fire in my soul right now and in my bones because I just think it's bullshit. And we'll talk about that. So, like, even, okay, when you hear someone say, like, gender roles, okay, we know it's BS, but, like, what do you think that means? Like, what is the man versus the woman? Like, how does that look?
Yeah, so I think traditionally, historically, right, for a multitude of reasons, the man was the breadwinner, brought home the money,
the bacon,
if you will. And then the wife did the housework, took care of the children, had the children for the most part, did the grocery shopping, did the cooking, did the cleaning. Maybe the man did like some of the yard work, but I'm pretty sure like women like historically did gardening because flowers are pretty and dainty, and so are women.
Vomit.
But yeah, I think that that's the traditional role. The man's away from the house, the woman's in the house, taking care of the kids, making sure things go smoothly. And that is what I think society has made normal to some extent. And people got comfortable with that. And then women were like, wait a second.
Hold the phone here. And I just think when I hear that, obviously back in the day, like that was the norm.
What does back in the day mean to you? Is that like the 1800s? No. Or is it?
I just think a long time ago.
Long time
women
ago.
had zero rights.
Yes.
Literally. But if you think about it now, I'm like, hold on. Like we have a vice president who's female. Okay.
Love that.
But also we have all these women doing crazy big jobs, like flying to the moon, like all this stuff. So it's like, are we still flying to the moon and expected to be home in time to make dinner?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Agreed.
I can't get down with it.
No.
It pisses me off. And I understand that things evolve. It started there. Why are we still expecting that now? It's 2023. People are identifying as horses. Literally. No, it's weird. There's weird stuff going on. So why are we still sticking to these weird gender roles?
Not a horse. I mean, yeah. I am at a loss.
It makes me mad. And even if, okay, think of it, and I don't know this personally, but okay, same-sex couples, is one of them do they take on a breadwinner role and someone else takes on the stay-home role? Like, how does that work?
So I think, that's why we love the LGBTQIA plus community, is that it's probably a conversation that they have.
Love that.
Of, hey, this is my job. This is your job. This is what like I'm able to do for us. This is what you're able to do for us. Let's make it work together. Versus you have a penis, I have a vagina, act accordingly. So I feel like that's, again, I don't know. I am a straight female. But that's how I would imagine it going.
Yeah.
Is because there's nothing that's society's putting pressure on from a behaving, dressing, or even task standpoint when there's a same-sex couple.
Okay. No, that makes sense. And I love that for them. Let's have a discussion about it. And I mean, listen, when I grew up, my dad worked every day. my mom at first was home with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I'm going to school and I'm going to raise the kids, and
Yeah.
like I'm going to make money for this household and take care of the kids. But like at first, I feel like I just saw my dad being the one and my mom like holding down the fort at home.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, that's tiring. Like
Mm-hmm.
looking,
Yeah. That's how I grew up too.
it, granted, like, like he had to work every day and hard
Mm-hmm.
worker, but like he still got to get away from the household,
Yeah.
the chaos.
Yeah. I have a friend who is her and her husband had a discussion. She was working and she has two kids. They decided that he was going to be going to work. He travels for work and she was
Hmm.
going to be a stay-at-home mom. Great discussion. But I'm like, I don't know how you do it because I would drive myself crazy. It
Yeah.
would be nuts. And she's like, oh yeah, it's it's less than ideal. She's like, but it works for us.
See that they had a discussion. It works. It wasn't assumed.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And then also, um, I feel like nowadays, if it's discussed that that's happening, um, I don't know, it's like more accepted within their relationship of being like, okay, we
Right.
made this discussion together.
Yeah.
It's not ideal,
Right.
but for
It
now, it
works.
works for us.
Yep. Yeah. When you have two kids
Hmm.
under the age of 3, daycare costs are crazy. So sometimes, depending upon your job, it makes more sense to stay home
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
it's just like you're going to be bleeding out money if not.
So expensive.
I used to work with a woman who literally was like, I can't stay. Like, she knew she's like, I cannot stay home with my children. So I was basically like bleeding. The bank was bleeding, but
Hmm.
I needed to get out of the house. I needed to have a job. I needed to have a sense of self. She's like, and so we just like dealt with it
Yeah.
for 3 years when the two boys were in daycare together.
Hmm. And that's what happens. And I think it kind of comes down to the person, the people,
Yeah.
in the relationship. But I also think that there are people out there who are still gung ho on the man brings home the bacon, the women stay there and cook and clean and look pretty.
Hmm.
The we do.
Yeah. I mean, I can still be pretty and still go to work. So,
I mean, I'm over here doing it all. It's fine.
no, I mean, that was one thing for my marriage
Mm-hmm.
was when he had quit his job
Mm-hmm.
and decided he just like wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he said was, I don't know how to not be in a traditional gender relationship. Like, or he doesn't know how to, yeah. Did I say that right?
Yeah. So
So I was working.
mm-hmm.
He was at home.
You were the bacon girl.
I was bacon. Baking the bacon. Well, that's the problem. I was baking the bacon on top
And
of
bringing home
getting
the
the
bacon.
bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rude.
what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah. No.
Like, if you're not used to it, that's fine. Fucking Google it.
Yeah.
Figure
True.
it out.
Oh, and you know what really
Just plug the vacuum
wait,
in.
what is that? Burns my bridges? Is that the thing?
Grinds my gears.
Grinds my gears. You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears, Kat?
When people get upset that their partner makes more money than them, the female partner.
Yeah.
Shut up. You're reaping the benefits, you dumbass. What a loser. That's how I really
Literally.
feel. I'm really getting
Literally.
angry here with my words.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why wouldn't you just be like, heck yeah, my partner's bringing in all this money.
Yes.
Go ahead, lady. And
Yeah.
you're doing all the housework. Woo, woo, woo,
Well,
woo.
first of all, you should be hype about that. Hype your lady up, but then you do the housework. You go to the grocery store because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
She's helping you afford the cleaning products and the food that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes me angry.
I'm like, listen, whoever it is, if someone is like balling out, doing really well at their job,
Mhm.
support them. Don't get weird about it. There's this like, you're emasculating me. And it's like, hold the phone. Did you
Yeah.
enjoy that steak?
Right.
Like, hold on. Would you like me to make less money? And you'll
Yeah.
never do anything.
Right.
I think
that
of that and I see it in like friends around me and stuff. And I'm just like, why is her husband not supporting that?
Mhm.
Hype up your queen.
Yeah. 100%.
Do it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Make that money.
Yeah. It's
That's
I can't.
mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. And I also think traditionally behaviors, right? So
Mhm.
traditional like a guy back in the 1960s or 50s was viewed as like you have to be aggressive, you have to be strong, you have to be
Don't
bold,
cry.
don't cry, don't show emotion, like all that. And now I'm like the people in my life that are bold and strong are women.
Yep.
There's some men, I will say, like I know a handful of like single fathers who are definitely very strong emotionally, mentally, physically. um but it's for the most part majority is women, and that could be mothers or single women. I have a
Mhm.
lot of friends who are single, have great jobs, and so they're dating and they're like, well, I need somebody that makes at least this much money because this is my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm not going backwards. I've worked hard to get to this point. They're the ones who are going after the promotions.
Mhm.
So it's just like
It's about
it's interesting.
adversity. Think of how much women have overcome,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
from being like, "Hey, I only want to see you at the kitchen sink cleaning the dishes or preparing my meals."
Yeah.
And then being like, "But no, like I have X, Y, and Z dreams and goals." So
I
I
have a
think
different
that's
perspective.
why we
Yeah.
are as strong as we are and kind of just not aggressive, but we're just like we want more.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of men, um, maybe just because they're used to getting things, they are though.
Mhm.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Men make how much more on the dollar to women?
I don't know exactly. I think it's around like a dollar to 82 cents or something around there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that changes probably weekly
Yeah.
or
But
monthly.
I've heard it, I've seen it. I had a situation myself where someone came into my company and was making an insane amount more money than me. And guess what I did? I took that info and got a big fat raise
Yes.
because I am just as valuable. And I think
Yeah.
for so long, women were just viewed for how big are those hips? Are they childbearing? You're
Yeah.
going to have my babies. You're going to stay home with the kids. You're going to cook me my favorite lasagna. Guess
Yeah.
what? I'm going to do all of that and then go kick the day's ass at work.
Right. And how exhausting is that
It's
mentally?
exhausting.
It's like the expectations, I feel like, have shifted a little bit to like
Mm-hmm.
where there's just like more expectations on working people. So
Yeah.
whether it's a man or a woman, whatever, but working people, and then specifically women, if you are in a relationship or you are taking on those traditional gender roles, now pretty much everything's falling on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to single parents,
Yes.
both
Yes.
mommies, daddies, but you're doing it all.
Yep.
We're doing it all.
And and then I'd also like to kind of make a comment. And I was one of these people who, and I'm gonna say sorry right now. I not to everyone, but I used to kind of feel a certain way about stay-at-home moms.
Hmm. Okay.
I did. I used to feel like they weren't doing enough. Like
Hmm.
living their life. I felt like they were just like accepting their fate, being like, okay, I had these kids, I have
Like
to stay home,
settling.
settling
Okay.
because I've seen it in people who want to get out there, they want to work, they want to do things. And it's like, I will never be. And for me, I was just like, I will never be a stay at home mom. And again, some people have different situations, but other times it's like maybe they're scared to do something else, or their husbands or their partners are so like, nope, this is what you're doing. And I just felt like, cool, look at you, stay at home mom. Like sometimes, like, I don't want to sound bad, but I was kind of judgy.
Were you jealous?
No,
Okay.
but judgmental of like, do more.
Hmm.
Because then I feel like that's the stereotypical household.
Mm.
The
And
stay at
you're anti.
anti.
Yeah.
But again, it does work for some people. Like
Yes.
my aunt stayed home and she did like things here and there and, 4 kids, and she actually excelled. She loved it.
Mhm.
There were times I could see that she probably wanted to do other things, but like she made a huge difference in her home,
Right.
which worked for her and kind of made me be like, okay, like I can see it now. But I just feel like for us to be propel forward and to really get that same pay as men, a dollar on a dollar,
Mhm.
it's like we can't be staying home.
Yeah.
We can't. And again, some people love being a stay-at-home mom. So, there's some stay-at-home dads now. See, that's where I'm like, I support you. Because I
Yeah.
know
Oh, interesting.
because I know
What it
that the woman's out there bringing home the bacon
right.
and you're probably cleaning the house.
Yeah. I dated somebody who was like, I'll be a stay-at-home boyfriend. I'm like, that's not actually how this works. That's
Like,
not it.
sir,
Keep your job.
mm,
We're not together anymore.
yeah, I would have literally spit my drink out on him.
Can you even?
No.
And then even like I've worked in some very, very corporate environments and then also some very smaller like startup environments. In the corporate environments, it's so interesting that even the women that are like higher up that have been in this industry for a while, right? Sometimes they present a little bit more masculine. They wear pantsuits. They might have a shorter haircut, minimal makeup, like trying to fit in
Yes. With the boys' club.
with the boys' club. Right. Golfing. Maybe they've taken golf lessons. Maybe they started to drink bourbon, like just to be able to have conversations with, let's call it what it is, some of the older white men at the table, at the board table. You know what I mean? So I think there's definitely strides that companies and corporations are making, especially over the past couple of years, to make sure there is a diverse leadership team. But there's still a very, very long way to go.
Definitely a long way to go. And that makes me mad.
That's just what it is. But like, I don't know. I also my first job out of school was at an agency, and I had an account manager who was very feminine and like loved her dresses and like funky, like cool fashion clothes, and she killed it.
See?
She made a lot of money, and I was like, I love that
Mm-hmm.
because you're still being true to who you are. You
Mm-hmm.
still have your feminine flair, but you can also close a deal.
I love that. And that's at my job, I work with some partners who are women and I love it. They are kick ass, know what they're talking about, just like amazing role models. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I want to be that.
Yeah.
I want to be them. And I think of it and I'm like, it's 2023. Why are we still? Because I feel it sometimes that I'm competing with just this like notion instead of
Mm.
actually, of like the man is better. And,
Mm.
because even that happens it still happens in workplaces all the time. It does.
Yeah.
Like just even the fact that someone was hired who had less experience than me and I had been there and he was making just because he was like a man and probably interviewed well. And I'm like,
Or this
ooh,
is the other thing too. I feel like they'll ask for it. They're not
yeah,
afraid to ask for things.
I know. And we're coming around, I think, women
Yeah.
to just like me. I literally said, I'm about to be out of here if you don't give me a
Yeah.
raise. Like, this is BS. And I literally came at them like that. I was like, excuse me, do you know what's happening?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay, great. Let's
Okay.
fix it.
Yep. And next paycheck, it was there. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Um, but I feel also that goes to part of like the behavioral part of this to
Mm-hmm.
where women are expected to just be polite, not
Accommodating.
polite, accommodating, not say anything that might be out of line. Like,
Controversial. Like things that are
yes,
not
dear.
controversial.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Huh.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life except for right now.
I've said it in a sarcastic way, as you
Yeah.
can imagine. I'm
Ugh.
like, oh, yes, dear. Absolutely,
Let me get
sweetheart.
right on it.
Let me go get right on it right after.
Yes, dear, after I kill you.
Yeah. I was going to say something else. It's not appropriate, but yeah.
But yeah, and
Can you imagine? Okay, so
I can't. Just go ahead. I'm waiting for
can you
this.
imagine? Like, I curse like a sailor to the point where with my daughter, and it's mutual with me and her father, that we have house words. So words that are only appropriate to say in the house, which
Mhm.
are typically curse words, and also at her age, stupid and dumb, because mommy knows are bad words too.
Yep.
Fair. So those are house words. Can you imagine how much cursing wasn't done by women in the
It's a
50s and
shame.
60s? Or Or maybe that's why my grandmother was an alcoholic.
Maybe suppressed everything and drank.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we should have like a women's world curse day where anyone who never got to get their curse words out, we all just rally and curse.
And just F shit up.
That's the thing. I'm like, because they weren't expected to say anything back then. And I'm like, no, Susie, you are pissed.
Susie.
Ralph stayed out all night. Ralph stayed out all night.
And expected you with his secretary.
With his secretary and came home all buzzy wuzzy and was like, ma'am, you're going to give me what I want.
Yeah.
And you just needed to say, F you, Ralph. And you didn't.
Slap him.
I know. I just think of it and I'm like,
couldn't be me.
No, never. And I kind of feel like for me, and why I said this a episode ago or two ago when we did Brain Break, and I said I love 35 for me because I feel like I am the all-around woman. Not for other people, but like just for me personally though. Like,
yes.
You know, like I have a great job. I'm a great mom. I take care of the house.
Yes.
I like, I'm confident. I'll ask for what I want. Whoa.
I'm loving it.
Hype. But I just feel like I'm in my me zone of being like just a woman comfortable with it and doing all aspects that may or may not be traditional.
You're doing life, babe.
Yeah. And I feel that on so many levels. And I think that's why we get along so well is that we're both just like, we go for it. We're just in it. We go for it. We handle our business and no looking back.
Yeah. Facts. Big facts.
Bing, bing.
No, you just hyped me up so hard. I'm about to go out and, I don't know, run for PTA president.
Listen, you have better hope
miss me
running for like the beer champion of a local bar.
Yeah. Listen. I do have some chugging abilities.
And good burping skills.
Very good burping skills.
She belches from her soul.
Yeah. Also, not appropriate in the 1950s.
Oh, yeah.
2023, see? My mom still thinks it's not appropriate, but guess what? I'm still going to do it because I'm going to hold it in for what?
I know. Why are we holding in our burps?
Or our farts.
I can't. I'm one of those. I'm like a 1950s farter.
Wait, a guy I dated in like high school or college. I remember one time I farted and he was like, ew. And his mom was like, what, is she going to hold it in and get a stomachache for you? I don't think so.
Love her.
She came to my defense.
I love
She was a force for sure.
She was.
Yeah.
The all around.
She was like, she's not going to get a stomachache for you. Dead.
I love that. Dead. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really stuck with me.
Apparently, it's been a long time ago. A long time ago.
It was, yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The
no
audacity.
Audacity.
Where did
Great
you
word
find
for
it?
a woman. Audacity.
Audacity.
Okay. Let's go into like the dress code for like women. And it started like back in the day with like those little cute little skirts and everything.
Dresses. Heels.
But I think that's all around shifted though. Even for people who are in the traditional roles. I don't really see like women wearing, I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone just kind of wears whatever they want. That's kind of aged well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think, yeah, for sure. And I even think that there's, some masculine people. There's actually a guy, he's a reality TV person, a personality. His name is Dom Gabriel. And you can probably find him on like TikTok and Instagram. I think it's at Don't Call Dom. But he is a straight man, but likes to dabble with skirts, cool fingernail polish, fingernail art. And he's just like, yeah, like this is what I like. And I like what I like. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to have a girlfriend.
Yeah. So there you go, folks, challenging the gender roles, which I love.
Yeah. And he's also like, therapy's huge. I think that has a big part to do with just accepting like what you like and what you don't like. And regardless of what society thinks you should or shouldn't like. Because even with like children's toys, there's a girl section, there's a boy section.
Oh,
There's the fact, like, I asked for my daughter's birthday, like, oh, she wants a dump truck. She wants a, okay, what color was the dump truck that we got? Pink and
pink.
purple. What dump truck do you see that's pink and purple? Give me a yellow and black one.
Yeah, and I feel that hard, and I don't. It, it's in, I don't know if it's ingrained in kids or if it happens at daycare or what. But my son is like, "Oh, that's a girl's toy," and I'm like, "Fuck, it is. Go
Mm-hmm.
play with that doll. I don't care."
Yeah.
Like, why? How is that already happening? Or like, my daughter will want to play with the cars or something, and oh well, these are boy toys. They need to go over here, and I'm like, hold on. We're all just going to have a fun fest and play with every toy
Fun facts. Yeah.
because I don't understand what that problem is. But I've also seen it with dads who are like, don't let him play with that Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You
Or
think this
dress
is
up.
literally going to change him because
No.
he's playing with a Barbie?
No.
I used to play nonstop with like little wrestlers or GI Joes or things like that. Am I GI Jane over here?
No.
No,
Are you a wrestler?
maybe sometimes
At heart, I think you
at heart,
actually are.
at heart. But like, that's you're setting your kids up for failure
Yeah.
and to have this weird like problem in their brain to where they think they have to be in a box. Same thing with like
Mm-hmm.
painting my son's toenails. He wanted them painted. I'm like, okay, boy, let's
Yeah.
do it. Got some looks for that. I'm like,
Who cares?
who cares? Literally. Because if you say no, that is making their brain go off and say,
That's wrong.
something's happening. This is wrong. Why? And then it
Mm-hmm.
gets put into the bucket of this is what girls do.
Mm.
I'm a boy.
Sorry, your finger pointing just is hilarious to me.
It just bugs me. I feel like, how will you ever be well rounded if you're in a fucking bucket?
Yeah, you can't be. It's impossible. I also think guys look great in pink. There needs to be more pink stuff for guys.
I like salmon on guys.
Yeah.
Nice
And
salmon.
I do like, it's like Old Navy for one does like a unisex clothing line.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I also have gotten graphic tees for my daughter from the boy section because she loves Sonic.
Yeah.
And the only one that they have in the girl section has like bows and frills, and it's not even, it's ugly. It's ugly. It's too much. So I get that, chop it up a little bit, cut it up, wash it a couple times, maybe throw some bleach on it. And she has her own custom Sonic shirt.
Yep. I love that.
Same with like bands and stuff. I'm not putting Jojo Siwa
Ugh, I can't.
face on my daughter's shirt.
No.
Uh-uh.
Couldn't pay me.
But will I put a huge massive bow in her head? Absolutely 10 out of 10
yes.
times. Yes.
Yep. And I wanted to take note of, okay, so single parents, we mentioned this a little bit, but think of a single parent has to do everything. Why are they not getting enough credit? Why are we holding back from celebrating these single parents who are literally bringing home the bacon, cooking the bacon, cleaning the house, taking out the trash, making sure their kids' appointments are scheduled, like everything? And that's fine if you're like co-parenting or if you literally are just a single parent, but you still have a household that you are taking care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why we are not celebrating these people more, whether
So,
you're man, woman,
so
other.
I feel like, and this could be just my personal experience, but I feel like when you're a single parent, because that's not the societal norm, it means that there's something wrong or you did something wrong and it's not to be celebrated.
Ugh,
That's just my viewpoint.
dumb.
Yeah. But that's just what I think. It's like, oh, you're a single parent.
What'd you do to fill your relationship?
Right. Right.
Actually, I was strong and left.
Yeah. I'm not perfect, but like,
No.
yeah, but yeah, I think it's more that there's something wrong because it's not the normal.
I mean, there's definitely something wrong with you.
The list goes on
and on and on.
But like, that's what I think it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting take.
And I will say, my crew, my people I surround myself with, my friends, family, they hype me up so hard.
It's so necessary.
They write me notes. Like, it's just really nice.
You're crushing it.
So, and shout out to my friends.
People need that, though.
Yeah.
Like,
keeps you going.
Life is hard and it's heavy and there's a lot to do, especially when you have kids. And if you feel alone or if you don't feel like anyone is like supporting you even just with like kind words, it can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a little push.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks, Beebs.
Guys, we have a new segment for you.
Mm.
WWBD. What would Bridget do?
This was not my idea, by the way.
Okay, so basically, I'll just do a little intro to that. I overanalyze everything. That's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of the person I am. I overthink it. I think of all the different ways it could go. I question it all, and sometimes I just need help being like, hey, help me figure this out. And that's where she comes in because she's just like, easy. And she'll just give me a response, and I'm like, oh, I should have thought of that. That didn't come up in the 1800 scenarios I created in my head, so thank you. And I don't have anything like super big going on right now, but Knox is driving me bonkers with Halloween. I mean, I think I officially hate Halloween now because he will not stop being like, can we buy a blow up? Can we get tombstones? Can we do
That's
this?
like
Can
your
we do
favorite
that?
holiday.
Can we cut pumpkins? But it's like, there's never a word that has come out of his mouth in the last 2 weeks that isn't around Halloween. And I'm like, buddy, I am literally
gonna lose my
shit if you mention Halloween again. Like, no, we are not buying another blow up. No, like, we are not getting another costume. I mean, it's all he wants to
Another
watch.
costume.
He just wants everything, anything Halloween. And then guess what? He wakes up every night with a fucking nightmare. So he like rages all day about Halloween, and then he's like, ah, in the middle of the night, and
scared.
I'm like, bro.
Wait, so has the nightmares at night been recent since the Halloween thoughts?
Yes.
That's not funny for you, but kind of hilarious.
He's like obsessed with it, but also he closes his eyes and he's like terrified. And I'm like, whatever, cool. So my thing is, how do what would Bridget do in this scenario? How can I just like keep my cool and also get him to STFU?
About Halloween.
Yes, I can't.
So, okay, so what I would do is if my daughter was nonstop about it and asking for things, I would go down the list of things that we already have. Okay, so we already have this, we already have this, we already have this. We've gotten these things because you wanted them.
Yeah.
And it's not in the budget to get anything else. Okay? You want another costume for what? Like, I literally will have her like rationalize things, and probably to a fault because she's actually really good at rationalizing things now and can talk her way out of a lot of situations. But it could be a skill in the future. Just really difficult to deal with now as a parent. But why do you need these things? Because it's Halloween. It's cool. Not gonna fly. Or if you really, really want something, where's your money?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have money. Okay, great. Let's get you to a place where you can do chores and you can help out around the house.
Make some money.
So you can make some money and then you can go buy that thing that you want.
Smart. Okay.
That's what I started doing with my daughter is like she can do chores. So now when she wants something, she'll be like, oh, I know I'm going to make my bed.
Smart.
Because then she like relates that.
Okay. His room's a mess. So let's start with that today.
Right. Baby steps.
Okay.
And he's going to look at it and be like, I don't want to do that.
And it's like, okay, then you don't get X, Y, and Z, and we don't have to talk about it today.
Yeah, and that's fine. We can talk about it tomorrow.
I've been waiting for Halloween to be over just because he doesn't stop. And I'm just looking and my eyes are like, ooh, because it never ends. And I'm like, and it went from 0 to 100. Last year, I didn't even like know about Halloween.
Right.
So the age difference of 4 to 5 is like
bananas.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I hope everyone got a little from the WWBD segment.
Yeah.
And this will be reoccurring.
It'll be reoccurring along with our unbothered baddie of the week.
Guys, this is a special one for me specifically because the unbothered baddie of the week is my mom, Sharon.
Yay.
Okay, so I touched earlier how my mom at first was like a stay-at-home mom, but then she went back to school. And then she also, this woman can fix anything. She is like, no, I'm not waiting for you to do it. I'm not calling someone. Like my husband said, I'll do it next week. She's like, no, I got this book. Back in the day, you had to read books.
Get a book.
Like fixing things for dummies or whatever back in the day.
Which is a really solid series for a lot of different things. I digress.
It really is good. But she's replaced windows. She remodeled my downstairs bathroom. She puts fans in. And she's a full-time teacher.
Crazy.
I mean,
And a
She took
full-time
care of the
mom.
house. She took me to all my travel tournaments for softball. She cleaned. Like, she was the all around American woman. American to my standards. Like, the best. Did everything. Does everything still.
And still hilarious.
And still hilarious. She can, her favorite song is Get Low by the Yin Yang Twins, and she can get low. So she's doing everything.
She's doing all the things,
She's
including getting
doing
low.
all the things. And I just feel like super proud to be her daughter.
Yeah.
And I feel like she really has helped me kind of become who I am. I need to learn how to fix things. So I'm
we're
working on
working
that.
on it. Yeah.
Working on that. But she's the freaking best. And she is not a typical woman. She's not in that box. She's like, she cut that box a long time ago and jumped out.
She
And
busted out of that
she's never
thing.
going back. So I love you and you're the best.
Yay.
Yeah, that was good.
Awesome.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think
that was a good one.
I think we're good.
Oh, no, let's touch on this real quick.
Okay. I was going to avoid it because I was like,
you're getting feisty.
All right. So I told Kat, I said, how do you feel about the term ladylike?
There's fire coming out of my head right now. Steam out of my ears. What is that? I'm about to burp right on this microphone.
What is it? What is it?
It's
shit.
It's
stupid.
It's so dumb.
Ladylike.
That's not ladylike.
As I sit here with my legs spread eagle.
Breathe, baby.
Let it breathe. Air it out.
It is the dumbest saying ever.
I hate it.
Is there a be manlike?
Be manlike.
Be manly like.
What does that even mean?
No.
I mean, I could think of some adjectives, but they're not nice.
But ladylike is dumb. So don't ever say that around us because we will probably.
My mom's going to continue to say it. I'm going to continue to do the opposite things of what she likes. Like my tattoos. Do you think that's very ladylike? No. And do I care? No.
It's like, we're just trying to live. Don't come at me with this ladylike stuff because you will not live.
That is not very ladylike. I don't care. I don't care.
I love it. I think that's great.
Also, it's a skill I have is making myself burp, and I'm really proud of it.
I know. She could do the alphabet. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Except by like T, S or T, it starts to come up. Anyway,
I do want to make one mention also besides ladylike.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like manly like. Listen, men need to cry.
Yes.
I need some emotion in my life from men. Everyone does. It is normal. Stop with this bullshit of being like, that's not what men do. Guess what? Men have feelings. Men cry. And if they don't, they're suppressing them. And then you just turn into assholes. And then it goes generational. Because then their sons are assholes. Because they never saw their dad cry or talk about emotion.
That's
sorry.
A quick synopsis. I like that.
Okay. I just had to put that out there.
That's good.
Like everyone, whatever being you are, have your feelings. Talk about them. Cry sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah, hug a pillow.
Hug a pillow.
Punch a pillow.
That's what. Yep.
That's what Izzy does.
Yep. So
she did punch a wall the other day, and I said, "That's
of my bathroom."
Okay. Yeah, she punched a wall. I said, "This is gonna go downhill quick if we don't figure this out at 5.5."
Yep. You got it. Figured it out. But anyways, that is all we have for today. I'm glad we kept our cool pretty much.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part.
I mean, my hands were clenched under the table.
I think our blood pressure after this.
My cuff is going to be like... But thank you so much for tuning in to talk about traditional gender roles. We had so much fun with you today. Please like, follow, subscribe, share us with your friends. You can get all the behind the scenes content on Instagram and TikTok at the Unbothered Moms. And you can play us wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye, guys.